And we are with Gary Wilson of Wilson Services. Gary, welcome to your show on Simply Living.
Well, thank you. Very nice to be here.
Gary, tell us a little bit about Wilson Services. Used to be plumbing and heating, but now it's segued into services. How long have you been around, and what services do you provide?
I started back in 1989. As a young man, I started off doing plumbing primarily, then very quickly got into hydraulic.
It's well over 20 years ago.
That's correct.
Yep.
And quickly got into hot water heating, and about 9 years ago we started doing air conditioning.
Air conditioning, okay.
And that's when I changed the name to a corporation.
Providing a whole range of services. It's really important for a homeowner to examine what they're doing right now, is it not?
Well, this is one topic that I believe homeowners need to think just a little bit more. I know in our society we all want a good deal. We all want to get the most for our dollar. I think when it comes to heating and cooling, it is so easy to look at a bottom line and just go with it.
Think that's it.
Think that's it. But
there's so many variables in selecting the right contractor, right?
There are a ton, and you, as a homeowner, as a layperson, you can't possibly pretend you're going to learn everything that the tradesman has to do, what the tradesman knows. So that's where you have to dig into which company is reputable, which company has been around, which company will be there in the future.
Be there in the future is very, very important. When a prospective client calls you, what is the process that you go through to give them what's best for them as opposed to what the special of the month is?
Well, I would go out and meet with them at their home. I would look...
Wait a minute, you'll go right to their home?
Yes, that's what we have to do.
Go to their home, okay.
Contractors, yep, we're going to go and visit them, and I will just ask some basic questions when I meet with them as far as what their needs are. Some people need something quite minimal, maybe just a basic furnace change out.
And will you walk right down the steps into the cellar to see what the system is?
Oftentimes that's where the conversation begins.
Okay.
Us contractors, we love our basements.
We had a pretty good idea of what we wanted, and he was able to put that particular system in for us.
Sometimes if I understand it's going to be a larger project from the initial phone call, then we're probably going to hang out at the kitchen table for a while and discuss what the needs are. We
put in a new high-efficiency gas boiler and central air conditioning system.
Well, the tax credits have dwindled down quite a bit since 2009, 2010. There are some nice utility rebates still, though.
Utility rebates, okay. Okay, so you still can take advantage of some of that.
I think what I liked was the installation process was painless. They came, they did what they said they were going to do, they cleaned up. The house is over 100 years old, and we didn't want to have a lot of demolition, and they were able to do the work without really compromising anything.
We have myself and 7 other guys and a couple ladies in the office.
Okay. And it should be noted, Gary, that you're not just a manager and telling people what to do. You can actually do the work that your people do, right?
Oh yes, people make fun of me when I actually start working with the guys. My truck is full of tools and...
Hey, show them the hands. The hands, you got some banged up fingernails, so you still do some work, right?
I do not have manicured fingernails. And oftentimes people chuckle at me for all the gadgets I wear, but when I'm in my technician mode, I get right to town.
We had a pretty good idea of what we wanted, and he was able to put that particular system in for us.
This is your life, really, isn't it?
I'm very passionate about heating. I'm very passionate about air conditioning and getting the proper charge. That's a whole nother conversation. We can have it sometime. But yes, heating is what I live for.
So folks, now you know why Gary Wilson and Wilson Services have been the leading names in heating and cooling for over 20 years.